Okay, this is the second video of the flexible person where I'm going to show you how to make the feet and the bottom part of the legs, and then the knees, the upper part of the legs, and then the hinges at the top of the legs that'll attach to the body. So we're going to do all that in this video. So we're going to start by dragging a box onto the work plane, and we're going to change the dimensions. So I'm going to go back to my build. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to move my hinge over to the side, and I'm just going to click the home button on the top left just to kind of center my page here a little bit, and I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, I'm going to drag a box onto the work plane. I'm going to place it right over here. And let's see, where am I? So I'm just looking at the side to get my dimensions, okay? So the height is going to be 10. And the width, which is side to side, is going to be 15. So in the front here, we're going to make this 15. And then the length is going to be 26. So instead of 20 over here, we'll do 26. Okay, and then we're going to drag a cylinder onto the work plane right here. We're going to change the number of sides to 64 just to smooth it out. Okay, we're going to use the following dimensions. The height is going to be 10, just like it was with the red box. And then the length and the width are both going to be 15. So we're going to do a 15, and we're going to do a 15 and enter. Okay, so we're going to rotate the cylinder backwards 90 degrees. So by backwards, what I mean is, and I said you may want to turn your plane. What I mean is we're going to rotate it like this way so it's standing up. So it's almost like the foot is like sticking out. You'll see that in the next step, okay? I'm going to select both of these shapes, and I'm going to click the Align button in the top right. And I'm going to choose the front center to center these perfectly this way. And then I'm going to grab the Hershey Kiss. So I'm going to click off. I'm going to click just on the cylinder. I'm going to drag the Hershey Kiss up so that it's 2 millimeters off of the plane. So right now I'm at -2, -1, 0, +1, 2. So whoops, 2. There we go. Okay. And then I just want to see, select both shapes, choose the align, took the front center circle. Okay, I just want to look to the side and see how that's like a little bit off, like the foot is sticking out. I'm going to just use my arrow key, and I'm going to move it. I actually should have done this with aligning. I probably put that in the instructions too, but I should. If I select both of these shapes and I click the Align button, I should click this front button right here, and then I know they're both perfect. And in the front there. Okay, so I did that. I'm going to select both shapes, and we're going to duplicate or copy and paste so that we have 2 legs. So I'm going to just click the duplicate button. I'm just going to use my right arrow key. I'm going to move it. Oh, whoa, that's a little bit too far. Let me just zoom in here a little bit. And that's still too far. So I'm just going to have the 2 legs next to each other. Maybe somewhere like that, okay? All right, so now we actually have just finished this top part right here. So we're on the part here that says to create the knee hinge, the upper leg, and then this hinge up here, okay? So remember we have that hinge kind of sitting off to the side over there. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to drag the duplicate over towards my legs over here. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees so that I'm going to take this rotate circle, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees this way, 90 exactly, so that the little knob part faces up. All right, so drag the hinge so it overlaps the leg. All right, so you want it just to overlap a little bit. So I'm just going to you can kind of see how this blue part is overlapping the red just a little bit. Okay, I duplicated it first. I wanted to just see if I centered it because I should be centering it. Drag the hinge, duplicate the hinge, move it over the top of the second leg, and duplicate it. All right, so I think I do all the centering at a later time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this part, and I'm going to drag it to the other side. It didn't duplicate, did it? Control Z. Okay, with this selected, I'm going to click duplicate. Just drag this one over to this side. And again, we just want it to overlap just a little bit. I'd like them to be even though, so if you might want to visually try to even them so that would, so they're kind of at the same height, which they don't look like they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these blue pieces. I'm going to click the align button, and I'm going to make sure that they are aligned perfectly on the bottom ledge. And this way they are, that's not in the instructions, but we should do that anyway because they should be lined up. And then we are going to select both legs, just the red part, not the feet and the hinges. So just these two red things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold my mouse and literally just draw a little line between these two red pieces. I'm going to click the duplicate button, and then I'm going to drag them so they are, we just want a little gap in here. And again, I'm going to center everything later, so I know the alignment's going to be a little off. So you want to see a little, I wish I can rotate this more. Let me see if we can see it from the side. See how there's like a little bit of blue gap in there? You want to have a little bit of gap so that it's bendable. You don't want to have too much of a gap because then if you remember what happened to my head, how it got all floppy, that was just too big of a gap. So you want to leave a little bit of a gap there, okay? Okay, so I selected both legs, just the red part, not the feet, and I duplicated it. I dragged the duplicate up so there's a very small amount of space between the knee hinge and the upper leg. I'm going to select the red box of both upper legs, and we're going to change the length from 26 to 16. So I'm going to click on this little black square here, and instead of 26, I'm going to type 16, enter, and now that shrinks them down because they were too big. Now I'm going to select both of these blue hinges, duplicate them, and put them on top. So I'm going to click off so nothing is selected. I'm going to take my mouse and just draw a red line through the two hinges, and I'm going to click my duplicate button in the top left, and then I'm going to drag these up here. And as long as you're moving both at the same time, they will both will be even, like top to bottom. And again, I'm going to center these in a second, so don't worry about them not lining up perfectly with the knee and the upper leg and the lower leg and the foot. We're going to do that next. Okay, I'm going to click off so nothing is selected. I'm going to draw a line just through the left leg. Don't get any of the right leg. Just get the left leg so it's all selected. I'm going to click my alignment button, and then I'm going to click the center button in the bottom. And then I'm going to click off so nothing is selected. And then I'm going to draw a line through this leg on this side. And once again, I'm going to click my alignment button, and I'm going to click the center button. And that makes sure everything going up and down is aligned perfectly. And then I'm going to draw a big box around all the legs, every single piece of it, and we're going to group all the legs together. And that will make sure that all the legs are grouped together. And then if we're kind of not going to use these for a little, well, we're going to use them in a minute, but we need room up here for the body and head. So I'm just going to drag these legs down a little bit just to give myself some room. And now we're going to do the body part. So that was it for the legs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to start a new video for the body, which will be a very short video because the body's pretty short. But that was the video for the legs. So let me know if you have any questions with that part, okay?